Hello everyone, today we will talk about the inverse matrix, and one thing you have to remember that not all the matrix will have inverse matrix, but if we have an inverse matrix, then the concept is if you have an inverse matrix, then multiplication of these two will bring you an identity matrix. And remember, this inverse matrix is denoted by a to the power minus 1, and then this rule is also, this commute rule is also true in this case. Okay, and few other formula or few other facts actually, that if you multiplication of or product of a and b, this two matrix, an inverse of that is basically um, something like your transpose rule actually. So we'll just make it clear. Okay, b inverse and a inverse. Okay, another fact is that is a transpose and inverse of that is basically same as a inverse and transpose. Okay, this is transpose. So I'm not trying to prove these theorems, these are already proven facts. So these are just the proven facts, you can remember it, that will be helpful, and you can use these facts in later classes. Today we'll try to focus like how to basically find out the inverse matrix of a 2 by 2 matrix actually. So let's consider we have two matrix A, B, C, D, and we want to find out the inverse matrix. And we know that the multiplication or product is basically an identity matrix. So this is like this, and we don't know this. Okay. So what we are planning to do, we are planning to put the values x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, cool. And in this case, this is my matrix A, this is my inverse matrix which I'm trying to find out, and this is my identity matrix. What will happen in this case, that we have to find out these values x1, x2, x1, y1, x2, y2. We have to find out these values. So that's mean we have to build some equations, and we know from the matrix product or matrix multiplication rule that a x1 plus by1 equal to 1, because this will be the first value and this is the first value, so this will be 1. Similarly, ax2 plus b y2 will be 0, and cx1 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 yes, cx1 plus dy1 equal to 0, and cx2 plus dy2 is equal to also 1. Let's see if I format all these things rightly. cx2 dy2 cx1 dy1 ax2 by2. Yes, okay, all this equation got formed. Now from these four equations we have to find out four unknown. Okay, because we have four unknowns, x1, y1, x2, y2 is the unknown. So let's start from these two, because these two are the simplest one. So what does it mean? It's mean my y1 value will be minus, because obviously this will go in that side, so minus c of x1 divided by d, and my y2 will be similar way, minus ax2 by b. Okay, y2 will be minus ax2 by b. Okay, now what will happen, we'll put these values, this y1 will replace into this place and we'll find out the x1. Okay, so if we do that, what will happen, ax1 plus, we are replacing the b will be like that, but y1 will be replaced by this. Okay, So minus cx1 by d equal to 1. Let's take out the x as a common factor. So a minus bc d equal to 1. So x1 will be ad minus bc by d equal to 1, and x1 will be d by ad minus bc. Okay, exact similar way we can find out the x2 also, and x2 will be minus b by ad minus bc. Okay, x1 and x2 we find out. Now if we replace these values here, so we will get the y1. So y1 will be minus cd by d and ad minus bc. So that's mean d will be cross out, so it will be minus c. So y1 will be minus c ad minus bc. Okay, and y2 will be again minus a by b, and x2, that's mean minus a minus a plus, so into b by ad minus bc. So again b and b are drawn, so a by ad minus bc. Okay, cool. So we found all the values. Now you can see one thing is that what is the common factor here? ad minus bc. So if we put this values like x1, x2, y2, y1, all if you put into this place, then there is a common factor. So ultimately your a inverse will look like something like this: 1 by ad minus bc. So what is the x1? X1 is the d. What is y1? Y1 is minus of c, x2 is minus b, and y2 is a. Okay, so this will be my inverse of um, matrix A. Okay, so up to this clear? So this is very important, like how we are finding out basically inverse of 2 by 2 matrix. And later, like I will show you like how you can do it in general, like for any n-dimensional matrix actually. But right now this class is only focusing on two-dimensional matrix, because the more it will be three-dimensional, four dimensionals, then your number of equations will be increasing, right? So right now focus is actually two-dimensional matrix. So this is just 2 by 2 matrix, and this is the way you can find out. You don't need to remember this particular equations. I normally don't remember these equations, but if you are a student or if you are in a matrix or linear algebra class, probably not a bad idea to remember this thing. The reason behind this term is actually called deterministic of a is ad minus bc. So what does it mean? If this is 0, if deterministic of a is 0, then there will not be any inverse matrix. And that's the reason at the very beginning I told that not all the matrix will have an inverse matrix. So this is the deterministic factor. If AD minus BC is 0, then you will not have an inverse matrix. Remember, this entire class I focus on two-dimensional 2 by 2 matrix, and later we'll focus on more in depth. But just overall what we discussed, that not all the matrix will have an inverse matrix, but if there is an inverse matrix, then the property is matrix multiply with the inverse matrix will be identity matrix. Identity matrix is like this, and how you can find out basically the inverse matrix. And these are just some of the properties, like multiplication of A and B and taking their inverse mean B inverse into A inverse. That's mean it's kind of a similar kind of property of the transpose. So that's all. Hope you like it. See you in the next video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Your support will help me grow, and I'll try to share this kind of video so that you can get benefited. And remember one thing, if you have any doubt, reach out to me. I'll try to help. My entire plan is to grow together. So these are all community sessions. So absolutely free. I'm doing these things. So if you like it, please subscribe and support me. And any doubt, please reach out to me. I'll try to help. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. See you in the next video.